my main motivation when I started off in business was not to make money. My main motivation was always to be the best, to be successful, to have a better life than the one I'd had up to that particular time. Now, money was going to be a byproduct, which I acknowledged, and money was going to be the barter tool that was going to give me some of those things. But actually counting the money, I have never, ever, ever done. There's two distinct elements that have got to be really taken into account here. Entrepreneur will take calculated risks without the fear of failure. Now that's a very special trait. It's an incredibly special trait to be able to do that. Sounds very simple. Calculated, what does that mean? Does he add it all up? He does add it all up. But he's not worried about failing. He's confident. Confidence is not something that you can teach people. They've got to either have it or they haven't. It takes a long time for people to gather those sort of skills. It's a whole combination of skills. When I was little, I used to live on a 4th floor tenement block. And I saw on TV people jumping out of aeroplanes with parachutes. I thought, that'd be great. So I looked down from the balcony and thought, I'll make a parachute and I'm going to jump off the end of the balcony. So it was school holidays, my mum was at work, I was very young, but I got one of her big double sheets, attached some skipping rope to it, started making a harness, went out the balcony, looked down and went, oh my God. I thought, okay, I really want to do this, but if it doesn't work, I'm in trouble. I know what I do. We had a £5 bag of potatoes. So I attached a £5 bag of potatoes and sent it over the edge. It went down like a lead balloon. Splattered on the floor and the potatoes went everywhere. The parachute didn't open because it was a sheet. I never knew the laws of physics at that age. But the point was, I didn't do it. I used the potatoes first. I calculated, and obviously I didn't attempt it again. And entrepreneurs do a lot of that. They do calculate things, and then they'll do things. But people like to call them risk takers. That's not the case. I'm not sure I could have started off in business any earlier than I did. I started off running the school tuck shop at the age of sort of 13-14. I was very entrepreneurial. I was out working at those tender years. And then I did the bit, I had no capital, didn't know how to start off on my own at the age of 16. So I needed that growing up process, which took till I was about 22, 23 to get the maturity, the growing up process, understand what it was that I wanted to do. A lot of kids at the age of 16 or younger don't know what they want to do. A lot of them think they know what they want to do and actually do something totally different. A lot of them go to university, get a degree in something and do something totally different. And I think that's the advice I give to anybody at that sort of tender age. Do not be afraid to experiment or be true to yourself and say, you know what, I don't know what I want to do. So I'm going to do a bit of daydreaming. Daydreaming is really, really good. Anybody who tells you otherwise is a fool. Daydream, especially in the early years, because without those dreams, there can never, ever be a reality of what it is that you want to do. I struggled at school with dyslexia. And of course, being dyslexic, I went straight into the city working in a sort of academic environment. Not a clever idea. So my confidence had been bashed to hell. what working in the shop for me did, it gave me a huge amount of self-esteem, masses of self-esteem. I knew something that people coming in the store didn't. I knew about my product. I'd learned my product. All of a sudden, I felt good. I felt that I was equal. I had every right to have that conversation with that very wealthy individual, or mature or older individual. And those for me were very important things. And having the ability to sell it's not the only thing, and it's not the all end and be all of being an entrepreneur. But my God, if you can sell an idea, not just to banks or investors, but if you can sell an idea to the people you work with, and they get on that train and follow you, that's half the battle. In business, you can actually cheat and stack the cards in your favour. The word cheat is the wrong word. Stacking the cards in your favour is the right word. You can stack the cards in your favour just by doing your homework and knowing the market. Because believe you me, a vast majority of people in business don't. They don't do their homework, they don't understand their market, and they don't stack the cards in their favour. It's totally legal. It's exactly what you should be doing. It's not cheating. It's exactly what you should be doing. So, if you really want to be successful, stack the cards in your favour, and the odds of you being successful will be far greater than the bloke next door. It's not just important for entrepreneurs to stay one step ahead of the game. It's vital, because that's what you do. You're entrepreneurial. You're meant to be ahead of the game. You're meant to understand the rules of engagement better than anyone else. You're meant to exploit situations better than anyone else. Or otherwise, everybody will be doing it. The first thing I look for in a business is, does it turn me on? Is it something that's going to make me bounce out of bed in the morning? Or is it something that's going to make me bounce into bed because I'm bored? If it's going to make me bounce out of bed, we go to the next stage, because it means I'm interested in it. The next thing I'll be looking at is, am I going to have fun doing it? If the answer is yes, go to the next stage. Am I going to make money? If the answer is no, go back to bed. If the answer is yes, proceed. There was recently a business that I loved. I was desperate to do. And I would have paid the asking price, never mind any negotiations. And I went home, and for the first time in my life, I asked the advice of her indoors, Mrs. P, as she was cooking, getting dinner ready. Because my concern was, I was doing this for all the wrong reasons. And actually, as a financial opportunity, it wasn't. And really, it takes someone who knows you, who understands you, and knows the things that you get excited about, to understand why you'd want to do something. And without even knowing the financials, she said, I don't know if it's a good business or a bad business, but the fact is, you just want to do it.